Right now at noon, Mercy Parks gets in the holiday spirit by dressing up its trees in holiday fashion.
And those clouds progressively beginning to increase across the area. Today, though, warmer than where we have been. We'll tell you how much warmer here in just a couple of minutes.
And Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College plans to improve online services.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities arrest a man in Delaware County, Oklahoma, accused of shooting his wife in the neck. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Amber Jenkins. The Delaware County Sheriff Office says Robert Randall called dispatch around 3:30 yesterday morning saying he has shot his wife. His wife, Kendra Randall, is in the hospital in critical condition. Randall is in custody on charges of domestic assault and battery with a weapon. A rural Baxter Springs man gets an 11-year prison sentence for distributing methamphetamine. 60-year-old Timothy Leon Sargent had pleaded guilty in the case. Authorities found what they call a significant amount of meth when they searched Sargent's vehicle after a May 2022 traffic stop. Now, here's Chris with the forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a relatively nice day out there. Take a look. It's our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. You can see the clouds progressively building in, not fully blocking out the sun yet, which is good because we're supposed to be warm today and more sunshine certainly helps. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing those clouds rolling in from the west and southwest across the area. We've got a big area of clouds out there across Oklahoma that will continue to build into the area, and we will transition to mostly cloudy skies as we head later into today. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line looking pretty good out there, and we showed you the Cornell Complex camera, but looking very good as well. 52 is where we made it yesterday, so just about normal, but we still started almost 10 degrees below normal at 24 degrees. However, today, again, was a much better start to the day for at least some of us, and it's going to be a much better day for all of us. Check it out. Joplin already at 55. Pittsburgh sitting at 53 right now. We've got a little cooler off to the northwest and the north. 50 Iola, 52 Yates Center, Neoda, Shea Parsons, 57 Miami, 58 Grove and Jay, 55 Neosho and Carthage. A great start. We're going to be in between those partly to mostly cloudy skies as we go through the evening and eventually just go flat out mostly cloudy heading into the overnight hours. Temperatures, though, looking pretty good. And I wanted to tell you, look at this. Even where it's still cooler out to the northwest, we are 10, 15 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. We're going to talk more about these warm temperatures and our incoming rain chances in that full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Amber?
Thank you, Chris. The state of Kansas has decided to put a pause on the new license plate design. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly said yesterday the pause would enable the public to weigh in on the design. Kansas will now have the opportunity to vote for their favorite design among several others that follow the guidelines that comply with the needs of law enforcement entities. In an online KOAM poll, less than 10% of respondents say they like the proposed design. That poll is still open. You can give your opinion at KOAMnewsnow.com. The Department of Education is giving Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College in Miami nearly $4 million in grant funding. It's a part of the Native American Serving Non-Tribal Institutions program. The college will receive the funds over a 5-year span, and that money will help NEO improve services for online students. Water Gardens Ministries in Joplin hosted an open conversation about issues of homelessness in our community. The main discussion was about the questions and misinformation out there concerning homelessness and what Water Gardens is doing. The event also served as a way to introduce the work of Water Gardens to members of the community. The co-founder and executive director of Water Gardens Ministries says it was an opportunity to look for some solutions.
Is on a lot of people's minds. We see folks who are struggling in homelessness as we drive by and are in our downtown area, and what are the answers? What can we do? How can we be most helpful? And sometimes there are rumors that spread and things like that, so we just want to be here to be a source of to answer some questions for people and be as helpful as possible.
We provided a link to what Water Gardens says are common misconceptions about homelessness in the community and efforts to address the problem. You'll find that at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, Leafy Greens is making good on their promise to bring hydroponic farms to the 4 states high schools. A vertical farm shipping container arrived at Parsons High School yesterday. Once it's set up, students were able to study horticulture and grow their own produce to be used within the district.
That is essentially a 2-acre lettuce farm that students will manage in class, so they'll learn ag skills about nutrition and walk the food right to the cafeteria and eat it right in school. It's a really exciting initiative, and it's a big day for us.
Tomorrow, students at Uniontown High School will welcome their own new vertical farm. Well, that's a look at today's top stories and weather in your first 7 minutes. Up next on the KOAM News at noon, why you might want to think twice before gifting a pet as a Christmas gift. And later, we're making halftime bacon cheese dip in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. It's sounding good. We'll be right back. Joplin residents are encouraged to bring joy to older adults in the community who may be celebrating Christmas without companionship. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
People that don't know how gratifying it is to feel like you've helped somebody else. You know, I was raised on a farm, and we all in our whole community helped each other. It's just neighbors helping neighbors. And these people aren't neighbors, but they are my neighbors. They live here.
Richard Swindow is one of many donors who will be ascended to a senior this season.
It's easy to give to your family or friends. What you need to do is reach out to other people that also have the needs.
The Ascended to a Senior program offers gifts to homebound seniors. They hope to collect more than 200 gifts for local older adults. Some items in the wish list are as simple as the ones on this ornament that I am taking with me. Lotion, chapstick, dish soap, a scarf, and gloves.
They're things that we take for granted because we can just run out and grab it if we run out of toothpaste, toilet paper. Not everybody can do that, especially people who are homebound. So that's a way that we can make sure they have some basic necessities that they don't have to worry about. One less thing to worry about for them.
But besides getting something they need, seniors can also benefit from initiatives like this in another way.
A lot of times when we show up with that gift, that might be the only individual they see during the holiday season. And so for them, it just brings a lot of joy, and for us as well. It brings so much joy to be able to bless them in that way.
For some, a very needed joy. In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
To participate in Be a Santa to a Senior, shoppers can visit Joplin Area Agency on Aging until December 8th. If you visit Mercy Park in Joplin, you'll find a scene fit for a Christmas card or Hallmark. Dozens of trees now line the park trail, all of them decorated by different groups and organizations. The lighting ceremony took place yesterday evening at 6, but if you missed it, you can still witness these trees in all their glory until December 20th.
Our colors are blue and white, so we really want to highlight our school colors. These were added and some of these just to give a little bit more, but we have the blue lights on the other side that kind of rain down, and it's really cool because you can see them from the road.
The CPKC holiday train stopped in Pittsburgh for the first time ever this morning, last morning. The train arrived shortly after 11 a.m. to spread holiday cheer, even a live concert. Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern merged in 2022, combining their Christmas traditions into one train this year.
I hope they take away the joy of Christmas and getting to spend the holidays with family. These are my two cousins, and I enjoy having them around to be able to share the joy and life experiences with us.
From Pittsburgh, the holiday train stopped at the Joplin Union Depot and then offered a lighting evening stop in Heavener, Oklahoma. Giving pets such as a puppy or kitten for Christmas presents could be an issue after the holiday season. Some area shelters say that it can cause more problems for them and the pet. When a pet is gifted to an owner or a household that cannot handle the responsibility, shelters are usually the ones who receive the surrendered pet after the holiday season.
Pets are a lot of responsibility, and not everybody's ready for that. Especially older people, their kids think they need a pet, and they're not always willing to donate that much time to them, and they do get returned to the shelter.
Shelters recommend paying the adoption fee rather than giving a pet. Then the recipient can choose the pet they want. Well, still to come on KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
Chips and dip are okay, but if you really want to take game day munchies to a whole new level, you got to stick around to see what we're whipping up today.
But first, we've got this warm day out there and rain on the way in our forecast. Take a look at all that when the KOAM News at Noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we have got warmer weather out there. We showed you before the break, a couple of breaks ago, that we're 10, 15 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago, even in the places that are a little cooler still off to the northwest. And it's going to be a pretty nice day out there. We've got the increasing clouds. The Skywatch Storm Tracker, well, that's what it's showing us, is some clouds building in around the area, and they will continue to do so as we go through the day. So we'll have those partly to mostly cloudy skies out there, depending on where you are and how quickly the cloud cover builds in across the region. Right now, MoDOT camera 32nd in range line. If you look close enough, you can kind of see the clouds because it's aimed a little more at the road. It's a little harder to see them, but we do have some clouds out there. Our camera on the Cornell complex downtown Joplin, not having a hard time seeing those clouds at all. However, as you can see, still not enough of them in place to block the sunlight. KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, sunny, clouds building in though, and we know it's sunny because you can see the shadows. Also, you can see the sunlight on like the cars and the road and, well, everywhere else. Our camera 7th in range line, another view of those clouds as they progressively build in, sitting at 55 in Joplin, the south-southwest breeze at 9, and it could still occasionally gust up to 20, so we're not talking a continuous blowing wind out there, but it could get gusty here and there. Heading over to Pittsburgh, we are sitting at 53, south-southwest breeze at 6 miles an hour, so all in all, not bad. In fact, 53, 54, as you saw before, that's about our average high. Now, some of us, we're going to continue to warm. You look down to the south, Grove, Jay, both at 58, Miami already at 57, so some low 60s definitely possible out there, and that'd put you all about 10 degrees above normal. Everyone else, still not bad. 52, Yates Center, Neodesha, Parsons, 53, Fort Scott and Nevada, 55, Carthage, Monette, Neosho, so a pretty decent day across the area. Now, let's talk about the rain. We go into Thursday. By late morning, we're saying after maybe 10 o'clock, we're going to start to see some scattered showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms. Now, there is a severe threat, but thankfully it is to our south, well to our south. As for us, just a few rumbles of thunder out there. As Thursday progresses, though, the thunderstorms and the showers become a lot more widespread, so a lot more of us getting in on the rain as we head into the afternoon and evening hours Thursday, and that will continue all the way into early Friday morning, and by late morning and into the early afternoon, we're going to start to see more scattered to isolated showers out there. And because it's a little cooler, maybe a rumble of thunder, but really just a chilly rain. For the rest of the day, though, again, averaging highs right around the upper 50s out there, but some low 60s possible. And that southwest wind could occasionally gust to 20. Wind shifting out of the south tonight, gusting to 25, but thanks to the clouds, we've talked about this before, it's a thermal blanket. It's going to trap some of this warm air. And our overnight lows at 45, that's 10, 15 degrees above normal for our lows. Not that anyone's complaining right now, but it is going to be mild. Tomorrow, a little cooler, back to average, and we'll have those scattered showers and thunderstorms building in. And that south breeze could pick up, gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour out there. So a bit breezy for us. Because of the showers, the cloud cover, and everything else, we're a little cooler on Friday, upper 40s. The weekend, though, looking fantastic. Check out these temperatures pushing near 60. On partly cloudy skies out there. We head into next week, about average to start, and then I don't know. It's going to feel like spring toward the end of next week. Look at those temperatures, low 60s, mid 60s, maybe even some upper 60s out there in the second half of next week. So all in all, not bad. We're getting some decent temperatures. We're getting some much needed rainfall out there, and we've got a pretty great weekend ahead of us. So considering that we're heading into December, this doesn't look bad. Now, one thing I joked about, and folks at home will remember, several years ago in 2007, we had a really bad ice storm. And right before that, we had really warm weather and some light showers. And it was 3 or 4 days later, the world turned upside down. I don't think that's going to happen. That's not looking very likely at all. But man, it just freaks me out anytime we have a warm start to December, because the last time that happened, you know.
Hey, yesterday I was almost late to work because I had to scrape the ice off of my windshield. And so today I woke up early specifically to, have time for that, but there was no ice.
Yeah, we've got these warmer nights ahead, so not that much scraping going on.
I could have had, 10 more minutes of sleep, but okay.
Just remember it tomorrow morning.
That's true. Well, stick around. We're making halftime bacon cheese dip in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. I don't know too much about sports, but Howard told me that during halftime, he knows how to whip up a cheese dip that'll make you forget about the scoreboard. We're making halftime bacon cheese dip in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Right now and through the beginning of the year, there is no shortage of football to watch. Whether you're hosting a few friends at home or you're looking for just the right thing to take to your neighbors, I've got a tasty idea. The first thing we do is cut the top third off an oval Italian or sourdough bread. Then with a knife, hollow out the inside, leaving about 1 inch all around so the bread holds its shape. As for the top piece and the inside that we removed, just cut it into 1-inch chunks. After setting that aside, we mix together some cream cheese, sour cream, a bunch of shredded Swiss and cheddar cheese, and finally, cube mozzarella to make this ooey gooey delicious. Okay, now to take this over the top, we add in some crumbled bacon, a few sliced scallions, a spoonful of mustard, a shake or two of Worcestershire sauce, a splash of beer, and a little garlic powder. After spooning the mixture in our bread, we loosely wrap it in foil and place it in the oven until it's warmed through. Come halftime, serve it piping hot with the cut up bread and a few veggies, then dig in. This dip is extra cheesy and packed with flavor. And as for the cleanup, well, there is none. To get the winning game day recipe for our halftime bacon cheese dip, just go online. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a high-scoring way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, showers, thunderstorms building in by tomorrow afternoon. No severe weather, but some much needed rain. Showers continuing into our Friday, clearing out for the weekend near 60 and low to mid 50s as we start next week.
All righty. Well, what's coming up at the 5 o'clock?
Well, a lot coming up at 5. For starters, Consumer Reports is out with its recommendation for most reliable vehicles. Toyota and Lexus are at the top of that list. Plus, a warning from the Better Business Bureau about a Missouri moving company and what you need to know when hiring movers. And our pet vet on call answers a question for us about how to keep the cat out of the Christmas tree. If you have a cat and you have a Christmas tree, you know that is a question that deserves an answer. I hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
And that's all the news for now. Thank you for watching KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day, 4 States.